Okay, so we are live now on the African Dream Facebook page. Hello, Africa. Hello, world. If you are just joining us, this is the African Dream, and I am Bakarr Jalloh. Tonight, I'm with a guest from Ghana. He is one of the most respected writers in Africa, in Ghana, and we will talk about his nomination for the African Genius Awards 2022 in South Africa, and also some of his works and how he's using his writing skills to address issues of social interest in Ghana and Africa as a whole. So I would like to do the introduction a bit, and then we'll jump straight to the interview. If you are just joining us, my name is Bakarr Jalloh, and I am with Waterz Yidana. He is a Ghanaian, and also he is one of the nominees for the 2022 African Genius Awards in South Africa. He is an award-winning playwright, poet, and also an essayist. He became known in Ghana when he won the prestigious 40 Under 40 Awards in authorship and creative writings in 2019. We'll go straight and talk to our guest, Waterz Yidana. Hello, brother. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you, my brother?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How is Ghana?
Ghana is doing fine. Are you in Senegal or South Africa?
Sierra Leone, West Africa.
Sierra Leone. Sorry, Sierra Leone. Oh, okay. Okay.
And
how are you doing over there?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Okay.
I'm doing well.
Give thanks.
So thank you for joining the African Dream. And as I was saying, you are one of the nominees for the prestigious African Genius Awards. The African Genius Awards is a project undertaken by a company in South Africa, Priority Performance. The award is solely based on recognizing and appreciating exceptional Africans and change makers on the continent of Africa. You know, we have other international awards like the Oscars. We have other international awards like Grammys for entertainment. We have a lot of international awards that, you know, that have made their own mark. But the African Genius Awards thought of it that we should have our own awards also in Africa that recognize and celebrate exceptional and hardworking Africans that are doing an amazing work in all walks of life. So you are one of the nominees for the African Genius Awards. First of all, tell us, how do you feel knowing that you are one of the nominees for the African Genius Awards?
To be honest with you, I am really flattered to be considered one of the nominees of this very prestigious award. Considering the caliber of people that have been nominated, I feel privileged. I feel blessed. So I am happy about my nomination actually.
Oh, great. The past winners of the African Genius Awards were Aliko Dangote of Nigeria, Chinua Achebe, and also Steve Biko was awarded also. Even he is dead here, but his work and what he did for South Africa is something that should not be going like we should recognize what he did for South Africa. So even though I have explained a bit about who is Waterz Yidana, but the viewers may want to know who is Waterz Yidana. Who is Waterz Yidana?
Okay, first of all, I am a Ghanaian. I am a writer. I am an activist, and I am also a publisher, and I do a couple of other things. I like to read, I like to travel, I like to engage in meaningful conversations, I like to debate, I like to argue, and I like to make friends. So this is me, Waterz Yidana. That's all of it. Yeah.
Great. So you are an award-winning playwright, a poet, and essayist.
That's true.
Who or what inspired you to start writing books?
Actually, before I started writing, when I was in secondary school, I used to write music, and I had wanted to become a musician. So I used to sing when I was on campus as a secondary school student. And after secondary school, I recorded one of my songs and with a neighborhood friend. And it later became very obvious to me that singing wasn't going to help me. So I veered into writing. And you know, singing and writing, they have similarities,
Yeah,
right? They are
sure.
very similar
Of
because
course.
both are in the arts. So I veered into writing, and you know, I was just searching for a medium to express myself, to communicate my ideas to the larger society. So when I veered into writing, I started observing my environment. You know, the beautiful things around us, the ugly things around us, all the things happening around us uh, come together to inspire me to write.
All right. All right. Like you are one of those guys that admire African top top authors like Chinua Achebe and the great Mr. Wole Soyinka. How do you find
Professor William
how?
Soyinka, Professor William Soyinka.
Yeah, sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure. So, did they inspire you to start writing books?
Oh, actually, I started writing before I even discovered some of these great writers. I started writing before I even
Okay.
discovered some of them, especially William Soyinka, for instance. I started writing before I
Mm,
discovered him. I think even Chino Achebe.
okay.
When I was in secondary school,
Mm,
the literature book that I read was titled "The Gods Are Not to Blame." The gods are not to blame. It
oh,
was written by one Olarutimi. He was also a Nigerian writer. So that was what I read in secondary school. But when I started writing, I didn't, I wasn't really aware of these other great writers. It was in the process of writing
okay.
before I discovered them. And when I discovered them, they really inspired me because I have read a couple of books from Wolin Soyinka and Chino Achebe
All right.
and Ken Saro-Wiwa and some other great African writers.
Great, great. So you nominated for the 2020 African Genius Awards. Do you see this as a surprise, and how do you feel about it? Do you see it as a surprise?
Not really a big surprise. I feel flattered, as I said earlier. I am very happy that I am one of the nominees, considering the caliber of people that have been nominated as well. Um, you know, awards are meant to recognize people that are impacting their societies, right? So to be nominated
Yeah,
means that I must be doing something right. That is why they nominated me. So
doing
I feel very
something. Yeah,
grateful.
of
I feel
course,
very grateful, and I'm
of
very
course,
happy about my nomination.
of course. Thank you. And another question for you is that how do you compare your style of writing to that of other African writers? How do you compare your style
Well,
of
fine.
writing?
My style of writing is very combative. I am the kind of writer that you would want to describe as radical. I'm a radical writer. I speak my mind. I don't like to mince words. I say it as it is. And because the living conditions in Africa, you are aware yourself that we have very poor living conditions here. We are suffering. Poverty is still a major issue in Africa. Corruption is still a major issue in Africa, and all these other negative things. So you have to fight these things. So my writing, it's more. I don't write for entertainment. Right now in
All right.
Africa, we cannot say that we as writers, we want to write for entertainment or we want to write because we want to enjoy ourselves. No, we have to write because we want to change the negative things going on in our society. You understand? And you can't be nice. When you
Yeah,
want to change things radically, you cannot be nice because you speak it, you say it nicely, people don't want to listen to you. So you go radical. And
of course.
uh, with that, we were able to achieve something meaningful. So my writing is very combative, and you would agree with me that other writers, especially the greats like Wole Soyinka, his writing as well is very combative. Then you take somebody like Steve Biko, who is also one of my mentors. Steve Biko, his writing is very combative. He said, "I like what I write." I think one of the title of one of his books is titled "I write what I like." You understand?
Right.
And
Yeah.
people like Malcolm X, people like Thomas Sankara, people like Martin Luther King Jr. All these people were very outspoken, and they were very radical in their quest to make change in their society.
Okay. Speaking of being a radical writer, do you see yourself as a revolutionary writer in Africa? Like, we had in the past, we had Thomas Sankara, who was a politician, and now you said you write what's in your mind. Like, you don't go around the bush and or maybe write to entertain people, because we have a lot of negative things happening in Africa that needs to be addressed. So do you see yourself as a revolutionary writer?
Of course, I am. Of course, we need to cause some change. We need to provoke change in our society. So what do? We have to write the truth. We have to say the truth. We have to say it as it is, and we have to do whatever it will take to change the negative stories to positive stories. So I am a revolutionary, of course. I'm a revolutionary writer, of course. That's what I do. I'm an activist.
Great, great, great. So, in light of that, how do you use your writing skills to address issues of social interest in Ghana, in particular?
I write for the dailies in Ghana here in particular. I write for the dailies, and I also write for a couple of online news websites. I write for them, and I write on social media too, largely. So, and my books are in secondary schools. My books are in some universities in the country, even abroad. So, how do I use my skill as a writer to impact society? Whenever there is a topical issue ongoing in Ghana or in Africa, what I do is that write. I write in the dailies
Okay.
where my write-ups are published for people to read, and also share my views. I share my views, and people also read to understand where I'm coming, like the angle I'm coming from, and what my thoughts are, and all those things. So when as a writer, I try as much as possible to address some of these issues by writing in the dailies, as I said earlier, and writing on social media, and to I write to convince people to do what is right in our society. Yeah.
Okay. In Ghana, just like any other West African country, there are a lot of ups and downs in the political arena. Have you ever had an encounter with the present day government in Ghana when you write your articles?
Uh, Not really, not really. Like you are trying to ask whether if I have been
Like,
threatened
yeah,
or writing my mind.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not really, not really, not yet, not really.
So we are safe to say the freedom of speech in Ghana is guaranteed.
Not 100%, but I maybe 50% or 60%. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's a
yeah.
pass. That's a pass.
Yes, yes, yes,
Uh,
yes. Because
okay.
sometimes there are people who are not really bold enough to speak their minds like some of us, because they fear that maybe they might be attacked, or they might come for them. But people like us, we are doing a sacrificial job, more or less. So I see myself as somebody who has to um, impact society positively, and I don't really mind whatever the outcomes are in terms of what I will lose as a person. I am not doing writing for my selfish interest. I'm doing it for the masses. I just want to see our society to be better. I want to see Ghana, and I want to see Africa to be like America. I want to see Ghana or Africa to be like Europe. I mean, so that we can also have a better life. You understand? So basically, these are some of the things that inspire me to write. So I do not write with any fear, right? I go all out with my ideas and my convictions.
Okay. So one would want to ask, how many books have you published so far?
So far, I have about four published works. I have about four published works. This is one of my books. This is my very first book that I wrote, The Mango Seed. I wrote it in 2007 and it was published in 2013. The Mango Seed. It has won me
Wow.
an award in Ghana. And this is my second book, Madman and the Drunkards. It has been
Wow.
adopted by the University of Ghana for postgraduate studies in the theater arts department. It has also been approved by the Ghana Education Service, and it
Great.
has
Because
also won a couple of awards. And it is also in the libraries of Ivy League universities like Harvard, Oxford, Princeton, Stanford, and many other
wow.
universities abroad. And I don't have my other books here, but this is also a book written by one of my friends. It's somebody that I support. We support
Great.
ourselves in the right, and then my company, my publishing company, actually published his book, and he has also won an award. He's called Azax Ganda, and he's a young writer in Ghana as well. So I have four books. I have four books, and I have other unpublished works that I'm still working on.
Great. Because I had wanted to ask, like, because we have, we have our junior secondary schools and our senior secondary schools using a lot of foreign books from foreign authors. Like, I just want to know if your books like have been received with open arms in schools and colleges in Ghana.
Yeah, yes. University of Ghana, which is the most prestigious university in the country, the premier university, University of Ghana, has adopted it. And for postgraduate students in the theater art department. And the Ghana Education Service
Wow.
has also approved it for senior high school students. And what
Wow.
I am hoping for now is that we want WAEC to adopt it. We are in talks with
Yeah.
WAEC so
Sure.
that they would adopt it, so that the whole West Africa would use it as a test book in the
Of
secondary
course.
schools.
Of course. That would be great. That would be massive. That would be massive. So, as a writer, what are some of the challenges that you have overcome, and how did you manage to overcome those challenges?
But as a writer, one of the challenges that I face as a writer is, I mean, it's everywhere. Funding, you know, funding.
Funding.
It's not easy to access funds from either banks or from philanthropists or from the government to support the work that we do. So basically, what we do is everything comes from my own pocket, and I have to struggle to make money. So when I make the money, then I invest in my writing. So I'm doing everything alone. So that is a major challenge for me. Financially, I'm doing everything alone. I publish everything myself. I do no support from anywhere. I do everything myself. That is one of the challenges. And the second one too, uh, I think in advanced countries, when writers write, when the writer publishes a book or when the publisher publishes a writer, what happens is that the government buys a number of copies of the books just to support the writer. In Africa, or let me say in Ghana, where I live, it doesn't happen like that. When you publish the books, even selling the books becomes a problem. You know, Africans, I don't know what's wrong with us, but a lot of us don't really like to read. I don't know, but a lot of us don't really like to read. We don't really like books. So sometimes you print the books and even selling the books becomes a challenge. and the government doesn't really help by buying some of the books. So everything is left in your hands, and you just have to do everything on your own, and you have to struggle to sell your books wherever, whatever you want to do, and whatever you will do to sell your books, you have to do, because there is no support from any government. No government is buying your books. Nobody is buying your books. So it's really tough. So sometimes all we do is that we go to the secondary schools and we talk to the students and we convince them. We tell them the importance of reading. And I've always told students that reading is the foundation of all learning. So if they want to be great, if they want to be knowledgeable, if they want to become intellectual, or if they want to become intellectuals in future, they have to read. So we go to the secondary schools to encourage the students to read, and through that we are able to sell a few books to the students. So I think these are some of the challenges that I face as a writer. The market to sell books, it's really not there, because we don't buy books in Africa. It is difficult to sell books in Africa, and funding too, we don't get funding, and and a whole lot of other issues.
Okay. Speaking of buying books, the reading culture in Africa, it's something I think it's not just only in Africa. Like the world is shifting from a conventional way of reading, like to a modern way of reading. Now people are using technology to read. Now you can download an ebook, listen to it, and then just because we have a lot of things to do, we have a lot of things to work on a daily basis. So people like they are finding it very difficult to read a 40-page book, 60-page book. So what they will do is that they will go online, maybe eBay, Amazon, and then download the ebook and listen to it. So now are your books available? Are they available online?
Of
How
course, yes.
can
But I have my books on Amazon. I have my books on Amazon, but I mean, the story is still the same. The story is still the
still
same. If
still
they
the
are not
same?
interested in reading, they are not interested in reading. You see, one thing I have observed in Africa, or in Ghana in particular, is that we only read for exam purposes. When we have an exam to write, that is when we read. But we don't read to seek knowledge. We don't read to seek wisdom. We don't read to expand our horizon and all that. So it's really a problem. We don't really read because we want to acquire wisdom. We want to acquire knowledge. People only read here because they want to pass their exams. And after passing the exams, they dump their book somewhere. We don't read. So thank God there's social media now, where a lot of the youth are reading on social media. So you can say that they read on social media. But for them to pick a book like
Yeah.
this and read, a lot of them don't do that. For them to go on Amazon and buy books and download, a lot of them don't do that. So writers, as we are in Ghana here, or even in Africa, I think before you can even make some good money from writing, unless big examination bodies like WAEC adopts your book. If
Yeah,
WAEC doesn't
sure.
adopt your book, you can't make $1 million. You can't make any good money. It's really sad. It's really sad. Meanwhile, in the Western world, it is not like that. In the Western world, when you write a book and the book is a good book, you will sell. Within 2 weeks, within a month, you'll be declared as a bestseller in New York, right? So it's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know how I think that what we need to do as maybe parents, as teachers, as leaders, is to start educating the younger ones, those in primary schools, to develop the habit of reading, so that they do not see reading as a punishment, right? Africans, we think reading
Yeah.
is punishment. So we don't read because we want to seek wisdom. We just read because we want to pass exams. And after passing the exams, we do so well in the exams, but we are empty. We don't really know anything. We have come very far as a people. We have a lot of natural resources. We are blessed, but we are still lagging behind. What's the problem? Because we don't want to read. We don't want to research. You understand? We like easy
Yeah.
things as a people. So these are some of the challenges.
But I think also breakthroughs like happen, in at any time, at any moment. J.K. Rowling had her breakthrough after several disappointments, and also I think we have hope. We should have hope because it can happen at any time. You can have
Of
your
course,
breakthrough at any time. Yeah,
of
sure. So that should not be our main problem, even though it's a problem because you have to have money to publish your book and all. you know so just like you said, WAEC needs to use these books for their exams, because the only time students read extra books, like apart from their school curriculum books, is when those books are being adopted for exams. Me, for example, in particular, like, I don't just read books on a normal day until like I have holidays. That's when I will read another book. But it's really difficult to be reading another book when you have like 6 or 7 subjects to focus on, 8 subjects to focus on. So I think that's also another problem. But just like you said, WAEC needs to step in for you guys and then and see, because we have a lot of international books coming down here that they are using for the WAS examination.
which is very
And
bad, which is very bad.
yeah,
It
yeah,
kills
sure.
our culture as a people. It kills our
Yeah,
history. It kills our
of course.
story. I mean, it's very bad that we have
It is.
African writers who write
Yeah,
beautifully.
very
So,
brilliant African authors. Like, I've I've read a lot of them. They are very brilliant. So I think we should more focus on, because I don't, maybe Chinua Achebe, Professor Soyinka and others, maybe their books are being taught in schools in the UK and other parts of the world. But to see other African writer, his or her book being taught in other schools or colleges outside Africa, that's very difficult to find. So
no,
like,
but even their books, that even if their books are taught in outside Africa, they are taught to black students. They are taught to Nigerians, Ghanaians,
sure, sure,
Liberians, South Africans. You
sure,
see, the
sure.
white people. I'm not sure these white guys read African literature. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Like the way Wayik adopts these foreign books,
Yeah,
and our students have to read about snow and all that, but they don't even know what snow is. They can't relate to
yeah, we
snow
have to
and
read
all that.
about the white culture when we have our rich African history and culture. It's very sad, just like you said. Okay, now proceeding to another question. Let's say you happen to win the 2022 African Genius Awards. You happen to win it, right? What would be your message to young African change makers and authors like you, and how would you feel winning it?
Um, I'll be first of all, if I win, I'll be very glad. I'll be very happy, and, because it's a tough contest. Considering the people in there, I mean, I've seen a
Right.
couple of great people in there. So if I win, I'll be very happy, and I would like to advise my colleagues and other change makers to keep working hard. It's very important, and they should never lose hope. They should keep working hard. They should keep impacting society. They should be selfless, and they should try and bring up other younger people. They should try to mentor other people. As I was telling you, there are a lot of young people that I'm trying to publish them. Once I spot talent, I know that this guy can write and write very well and is interested in writing. Whatever support that I have as an individual, I would also give it to that person. So we shouldn't be selfish. We should support. We want Africa to advance. We want Africa to become one. I am somebody who is very passionate about the African unity. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah wanted Africa to be, the whole Africa to be united, where we can
Yeah,
be called United States of Africa, where we can have
yeah.
one president, we can spend one currency, we can
But do you think that's
have one
possible?
official language, so that we united, then we will be able to do something very huge. Life will become easier and better for us if we are united. But currently, what we have, I am not really happy about the divisions where Ghana has president, Sierra Leone has president. I mean, everybody is doing his thing. Then because of these divisions, we are not able to achieve greatly as a continent.
But do you think that's possible to have one president, one currency, one language, and all? Because Africa, as a continent, it's a very huge continent, and also we have thousands of cultures. So, do you think it's possible to have one Africa, one?
Of course, yes, it is possible. It is possible if our leaders want to
How?
do it. It's possible. You know, it was Dr.
That'd be
Kwame Nkrumah
possible.
who
How?
started this whole thing, and he didn't live long enough to see the dream come true. It is just the leaders coming together. AU. I am not really happy with AU because I don't know what they do. They are just there. They are not doing anything. I don't know what they do. I don't actually know what AU is doing. But if AU is very serious, they can do these things. It's not anything. It's just dialogue. Come together and not be selfish. And because they want to serve the people and serve them in truth, they'll come together and say, listen, you are my brother. You are from Sierra Leone. I'm from Ghana. Let's come together. When we come together as one people, we'll be able to achieve. It's not anything. But if you want to be president in your country and I want to become president in my country, because of my selfish reasons and because of your selfish reason, then it won't come true. But if we are committed, I mean, Julius Malema, you know Julius Malema?
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, yes. Is one guy that he inspires me a lot, and I admire him a lot. You know, his advocating for African unity, and I share in his ideology, and I feel that we can do it if we come together. If our leaders are willing, we can do it, my brother. It's possible. I mean, United States of America. United States of America. How many states do we have in America? But they came together. Europe. How many countries do we have in Europe? How many countries do we have in Europe? But they are together. So Africans, if we can have one president, if we can have one official language, and if we can spend one currency, it will really help us to achieve most of our dreams.
Okay, so this if we are to have one official president, who would you choose?
Oh, but this is a dispensation of democracy, right? It's a
Let's say
dispensation, right?
So let's say your choice of one president in Africa. Your choice. We have Kagame of Rwanda, we have Julius Malema, and we have others. So who would you like to see be the official president of the United States of Africa?
Oh, for now, I can't pinpoint one person and say, oh, I want this person to become president, or I don't want this person to become president. These things are ideologies, right? If you want to be president of the United States of Africa, what you do is that you write your manifesto. You tell us how you will transform Africa. Let's say in 20 years, the plans that you have for Africa, what you can do to develop Africa and all that. And if your ideologies are good enough, then the people would vote for you. You understand? So it's just a normal thing. It's not anything different. But as you said, I admire Julius Malema because he's a Pan-Africanist. He likes everything Africa. And I also like Paul Kagame because he's also Pan-Africanist. I like his way of doing things. So any of them can become president because those two guys are very vibrant on the continent.
Okay, okay. So moving on to the last, but before I go to the last question, the United States of Africa, you know, we have had a lot of Pan-African leaders that had advocates for this to be a dream come true, but you know, it all went, let me say, in vain. So how, if you are to be given an opportunity to lead a referendum on the United States of Africa, how do you intend to do it? Like, what's your plan? to unite Africa? What's your plan?
See, we already have AU. It's easy. We already have AU.
The African Union. Let's forget about the African Union, right? Because they have been silent, like they are not doing what they are supposed to do, right? Because
So we
we have
have to.
had
So the youth in Africa, we have to make them do what they
great,
have to do. The
great.
youth, the
So do you
youth
think
has to rise up.
we should we should dismantle the current African Union and have a fresh African Union with young and vibrant leaders?
Not necessarily, but we can. What we need to do is to push them to do what they are supposed to do. Just like in my country, we have groups.
Yeah,
We have groups.
yeah,
Yeah, we have activists.
yeah.
You know, currently in Ghana, we have a group that calls itself "Fix the Country" campaigners. Fix the country.
Yeah,
We are telling our president to fix the country, right? So if we all come together as youth of Africa and we tell AU, why are you there? What are you doing as AU? We want you people to unite Africa. You know, it was something that Gaddafi also wanted to do. Gaddafi was also very passionate about this African Union thing until he passed away. And so if the leaders are willing to do it, if we push AU to do what they are supposed to do, see, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, I don't know if you've read about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He tried doing this thing. I think he started with Ghana
of course,
and Guinea and Mali.
Guinea
And
Conakry,
Mali.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he started with Ghana, Mali, Guinea. I think
But you
4
know,
or 5 countries that he started.
the AU meeting that Kwame and others initiated, I think that was a very vital one. That was our chance to unite Africa, but it fell out, right?
Yes.
It fell out. So fast forwarding the African Union, for me, I don't think we should be even talking about, because these guys, even if you talk and talk and talk and talk, they care less about what you're saying. Because just look at what's happening in Ethiopia and Somalia, Mali, right? These guys, the AU, they just wait for America and the EU to say, okay, we condemn this thing before they even pull out a press release. So it's like they are just the players, and the EU and China, America, they are the ones that are holding the controllers. Like it's just
It
like a
is because
PS5.
you know something. The AU is not really functioning because in our individual countries, we do not vote for the right people to lead us.
Yeah.
In our individual countries, we do not vote for the right people to lead us. That is why the AU cannot function properly. Until we begin to vote for people who are not selfish, who are not in government because they want to enrich themselves, that is what will happen. We are talking about us dismantling the AU and bringing a crop of new African leaders. How sure are you that they will be different from this current crop of leaders? How sure are you that it will be different?
That's another question, really.
You understand?
Yeah.
So what we need to do, as I'm saying, is to push the leaders, is to push them to do what they have to do. And we need to elect people that have the continent at heart. You understand? People like Julius Malema, people like Paul Kagame, even currently in Guinea, Mamadi Damboya. I'm beginning to like him, even though he's a military man, but I'm beginning to like him. He has started very well. If we get leaders like that, I mean, the dream will come true. The dream will come true. I am really passionate about Africa becoming one, as in one, for us to have even one official language. Yeah. You understand? See, something that bothers me so much is that whenever we are communicating, like you and I, right now we are conversing, we are having a conversation. The white man listens to everything that we say.
Yeah, in English,
we are
of course.
English. You understand? We are speaking English. So whatever plans that I have, I'm going to put it out there. Whatever plans that you have, you put it out there. So then it becomes very difficult to achieve your goals because your enemy knows what you are planning to do. So for instance, if Africa has one official language and this language is taught in all schools in Africa, then we speak one language. Just like in the media, everything that we do, we use that language. I think it will help us, and we'll become closer to each other, and we'll achieve something great.
I think that's possible because in my senior secondary school days and junior secondary school days, like we had this French thing, like you they the teachers will say, okay, now we have French, we have English and all, but even though I'm not from a francophone country, but French is being taught in our schools, right? But we have our local dialect, like because we have I think 17 or so, but only one or two Creole and Timini. I I, I spent 2 academic years learning Creole and Timini, and that was very very essential for me. And now I can speak the Timni very well, even though I'm not a Timni, but I can speak it very well. So that's the benefit of teaching your own local languages to the students, because you teach them when they are young. You teach them the language when they are young, not when they are old and old. So what's the point of having French as a language in our schools in Africa, and we don't have Swahili, we don't have other African languages being taught? I think it doesn't make any sense. We need to adapt our own languages. Swahili is one of the most spoken African languages on the continent, and it's very essential to use it. Maybe we can use Swahili as the official language, and then we move on.
My thoughts exactly.
We move.
Swahili. When Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was leading this whole movement of Africa becoming one, it was Swahili and Hausa that they were thinking of, one of them.
Yeah.
Either Swahili or Hausa that they will use, so that at least all the schools in Africa, Swahili will be studied. And like today, as we are having this conversation, like we'll be speaking Swahili. The white man will struggle to understand. The white man will struggle to understand what we are saying. Like the Chinese man. When the Chinese man speaks, I don't understand. You don't understand. So whatever plans that they have, we don't know. So before you know it, they've achieved whatever they want to achieve. You understand? So it's very necessary that our leaders really sit back and rethink, how to move this continent forward, because we have everything.
We have everything, brother.
We are just blessed, but we
have everything. The only thing that I think we don't have is leadership. We don't have
leadership. Leadership is and our leaders are just, it isn't that they don't know what they are doing. It's just greed. Our leaders are greedy.
They know what they are doing. They really know what they are doing. Like, I don't know. I read a book by one author that he said black people can't rule themselves. But like, I don't want to say it's true. But in some cases, when you see one African leader misbehaving, doing what's not he's supposed to do, then you will want to agree with the white author that said black people can't rule themselves, because it's happening. We have the DRC with the world's richest minerals and all, like over $20 trillion, worth of minerals right at the DRC, right? But people are living below $2 per day. That can't happen in you don't see that happening in Asia. Now you are seeing Singapore, they are moving, Vietnam, they are moving, China is moving. China was once like a very, very underdeveloped country. Now they are even battling with the United States world for world.
When Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was president, China was no China. I think Ghana was even relatively better than China. And we started with Singapore, but all these countries have bypassed us just because we lack the good leadership, So leadership is the problem. And until we become selfless, I keep saying this, that until we become selfless. As people, it is not going to change.
Because most of the times we only care about ourselves more than the people. Like let's say for instance, we have the president of Equatorial Guinea. His family, they are filthy rich. You know, his son is, I think it's, he is the vice president. You know, he spent lavishly.
His
He
son
goes
is the
to,
vice president. His son is the vice
yeah,
president. The man is the
yeah.
president, and his son is the vice president.
You see, so they are
Wow.
using the country's resources to enrich themselves. And Equatorial Guinea is one of the wealthiest country in terms of oil. You know, in Africa, Nigeria also another problem. Just like what Gaddafi said something when he was alive. He said, "The day Nigeria will wake up, that's the day the whole of Africa will know." Right? That's the
Yeah,
day
because they
the
are
whole
the
of
giant
Africa
of Africa.
will wake up. Yeah, because Nigeria, they have the potential to be just like the United States. But
Of
just
course,
like
yes.
what we are saying, leadership is their problem. Leadership is the problem in the whole of Africa. We don't have to do more to become great. We already have what other countries are praying for. We just have to do little, just a little amount of selflessness and portray that kind of leadership that we
Patriotism,
want.
patriotism.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what we need. We don't need to do more like go there, going there. Those people that are running to the Chinese for loans, for grants, and all, the Chinese, they should be coming and begging us for monies because we have the riches, we
Of
have the
course,
human
yes.
capital development. We have Africa has the youngest youthful population in the world right now. So why can't we just use that as an opportunity to educate those youths, not just by reading books and all, but technology, you know, and science. That's what the Chinese did at a time when their population was so young. What they did, they invested in it. Like they put more resources on that, build more schools that are teaching how to code, how to run a robot and all. Now look at them. China, America can't say a word to China without China saying back a word to them. Like they can go on a trade war with America the whole of the week, the whole of the year. You see, but Africa, the moment America say, "Hey," the whole of Africa will pause. So
They have
I think,
China. They have wise leaders. They have
yeah,
wise leaders. You know,
yeah, you know,
leaders like Thomas Sankara. You remember Thomas Sankara, right?
of course, of course,
Throughout his tenure of reign, when he was president, he never borrowed money from any
yeah,
country. He never borrowed money
from
from
the
anybody.
West, of
He
course.
used what the country had to impact the country very significantly.
He
So we
literally
need
made me
leaders
to
like
believe
Sankara.
He literally made me to believe that yes, we can do it.
Oh yes,
It's easy.
yeah.
It's easy to do because when he was alive, like he cared less about the West. All he cared was like, I want to build Burkina Faso. I want to use the available resources in Burkina Faso to feed my people and to make this country a better country for us all. But what they did, it,
I my
it
next book is about him. The title is Thomas Sankara's Ghost. It's actually a play that I have
wow.
written. I will soon release it, and I just want to celebrate him and to let the younger ones to read about him and perhaps
He,
emulate the way he
he,
lived. You
I
understand? We
think I
all have to live
I
like
think
Thomas Sankara.
sure, because I think it would be necessary also like to have a whole, maybe a whole topic or a subject in school, like something about leadership that entails Thomas Sankara's way of leadership, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
he, I think we should learn more from him, not just by reading from the internet who he was and all. We should also start doing it in our classrooms because we as young people, we are the ones that should do it all by ourselves because the aging leaders in Africa, some of them don't even know how to use smartphones and they are leading us, you know, in a way that it should not be done. So
Mm, it's too
so I
bad.
think
Too bad.
we need leadership. We need leadership. We need to look at it. So
Leadership. We need to, yeah.
the last question now before we go, it's already late. What is your advice? What advice do you have for young leaders, young emerging African leaders? What advice do you have for them?
Many of our young leaders, they aren't patriotic enough. They aren't selfless enough. So if I have any advice, what I would tell them is that they should be patriotic and they should be selfless. You understand?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you want to own 5 cars, 6 cars, 7 cars, 10 houses. Why?
Yeah.
When your brother doesn't have any, your brother doesn't even have food to eat, yet you are happy. You are happy to own 5 cars. That is the attitude of our people that I don't like.
Yeah.
Africans.
Yeah.
And we also like to show off unnecessarily. You understand? I have these cars, I have money, I have show off. Instead of to use the money to impact society positively like the white people are doing, build schools,
Generational
build
wealth.
roads. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Create wealth for others and other. You just come on social media and be showing, flaunting wealth unnecessarily and all those things. I think that is not necessary. We should be selfless and support. When you make it, you support your friends, you support the younger ones around you to also
Yeah.
make it so that together we can grow together. You understand? We can lift each other. And I mean, there's something that they say, Ubuntu. Is that the correct pronunciation? Ubuntu.
Yeah, yeah.
Ubuntu. Yes, yes, you are because I am, right?
I am. Yeah.
Instead of using your achievements to intimidate other people and to oppress others, we shouldn't do
Use
that.
it to uplift people. Yeah.
Yes, yes, they should try to uplift people and so that together we can grow the continent. Understand?
Thank you very
When you have
much,
an
brother.
opportunity, yeah, when you have an
Yeah.
opportunity, you reach out to others and the more you support, the more you also get. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I wish you the best. I think we had a message from the organizers. They said the African Genius Awards will be held on the 25th of May, 2022.
Okay.
So I'm wishing you the very best and good luck in that.
Thank you.
And yeah,
Thank you.
so we hope to see you, maybe because we have now this new COVID stuff in South Africa. So maybe it's going to be online or maybe offline. But maybe I'm sure it's going to be online because the new COVID-19 stuff in South Africa, it's really, really troubling. So I hope you win it. I hope you win it. But,
For
that
being
would be
even
my,
nominated alone, it's a big deal for me.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. Mm.
Okay, brother. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Thank you for
Thank you
joining
very
us.
much. Thank you. Thank you. God
I
bless you.
hope to have you another time.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Africa. Thank you. This is the African Dream, and yeah, we just spoke with Waterz Yidana from Ghana, and he is one of the most respected writers in Ghana and Africa as a whole. And also, he is one of the nominees for the 2022 African Genius Awards to be held in South Africa on the 25th of May, 2022. So far, so good. I'm your boy, Bakarr Jalloh from Sierra Leone, West Africa. And thank you for joining us. Goodbye. Good night. Thank you.